Scientists unite, tourists of a Vengi in this
Math
fight.
scientist.
Together we are gone.
Hello guys, welcome to the sixth tutorial on Python. Now on this tutorial we're going to be talking about classes. Now what is a class? Now, this is a concept that eluded me for a long time when I started learning Java. But in Python it's a bit simpler to understand. What classes are is basically, let's say we're defining an object, we're defining something. It might be even the attributes of a person, can be the qualities of a house, can be the quality. We're just defining what something that exists. Just like the integer here, we're just calling variables that are in the forms like data sets that we talked about, like strings. Someone had to write classes on those. The classes they had to be defined somewhere, which defines what a number is in the first place. Because in the computer doesn't really know unless you tell it what string is, what is a word in the first place. It doesn't even have any concept. And how does it know whenever I assign it like this, know that it is a string? Whenever I say print, how does it know that this is supposed to be written on screen? So that's what we'll be doing in a class. In a class, we just be defining a variable is, what a variable is, and what it's supposed to do. So how do we make it? So when making a class, just as we say, first you write class, you write a name that you want to assign to the class. Let's say woman. Then below that, I'm going to write the attribute that I want the class to have. So there's something important in class. It's called and it's not supposed to be missing, called the constructor. What a constructor is, it is the function that is first called when you create an object. And in Python, the constructor in Java, for example, the constructor has to have the same name as the class. But in Python, all we have to do is write a function with a defined name. And that name is called with two what it goes underscores at the beginning, the underscores at the end. Then as inputs inside the init function, we're going to put in something called the self. Then we're going to put in the attribute that we want the person to have when they're put into the age and name. So in here we're going to say that person's name equal to the name that has been. Then we're going to say that person's age equal to the age that was. Then we're going to define second function called function should be named. Okay, yes. Ah, now what am I doing here? Now I want this system to say whenever I define a human, it's going to take the values that I put in for the age and the name, and it's going to assign them to the name and the age of that that object here. Then this function here is a built-in function that I have to we're editing. When we define a string function, it will know what to do when you print the object, that specific object. So I think it's best to see it in action. If I can just delete this. If I say I want to create an object of human, let's say guy, go to human, then plug in. You see it already suggests that human has to have these things input. His age, name. So let's say the age is 12 and the name is guy. Now, what will happen when I say print? So I returned age here. I was supposed to return name. It's the string object is supposed to return a name rather it's supposed to return a string rather than an integer. I had put in an integer for age here. I wanted to print it the name. So here it prints the kudzai. Prints kudzai. You see with this kudzai and this kudzai are different. This is in small letters, this is in letters. So the class is coming back, is bringing back kudzai, is printing kudzai because of this string class, of this string function. Just printing out what the name of the user. So if I'm to change this here and say Frank, for example, then ndo andarana kuti akatomboita sei basically. In simple words, kuda kugadzira way yekudescribe kuti chinhu chinonzi human chinhu chinonzi human chese chine name chese chine age. Chinhu chinonzi human chese, we can even add attributes like surname, togona kuadda id number yake, togona kuadda zvese tongozviisa tongoti that human's name is equal to that human's age is equal to that human's id is equal to. Then for returning the string, we can just put in the person's name, you can put in the person's ID, whatever you want to put in. This will just say, whenever you say print, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna give you. So, for example, with just a regular string, the value that you put in, that is what is defined in the string class. It will just say, this is what I'm gonna give you. The name that the value that you put in, what I'm going to give out. So this is a basic understanding of what classes are in Python. Okay, so that's basically the